Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. We're efforting now. I think Robin has.
Yeah, we got Aubrey.
Aubrey
in the
Huff.
tub. Is he in the tub?
Is he at the spot?
Is he in the tub, though?
I don't know. You know what they
chilling?
say? If you're not going to make the club,
You might as well get in the tub.
if you're in the no, this was a great Emmett Smith quote. You're not going to make the club if you're in the tub, meaning that players are sitting
in the chair, and he has a waterfall going behind him, and hopefully we can actually hear it. But here's Aubrey Huff.
Is he getting a mani-pedi? Is he getting his punani wax? Is he getting manscaped? What has happened to Aubrey Huff, ladies and gentlemen? A guy who blew me off for Tucker Carlson and then got blown off by Tucker Carlson. See what happens, man, when you turn your back on former partners?
What's up, everybody?
Well, we weren't a partner.
I'm not getting a mani-pedi. Real men don't do that, but I am getting my butthole bleached here in a minute.
That's all right. The taint. You got to make sure the taint, that area in there, you got to make sure it's all the same color. You don't want like dark
That's the progressive woke thing to do nowadays.
Exactly right. Aubrey Huff. Now, I got to know you because we worked together on a radio station in San Francisco when you were filling in for a couple of weeks, and I was in there filling in. So we got to talk a lot about baseball and fun stuff. And here we are these years later, and now all of a sudden you're a persona non grata in the Giants organization. And I saw what you read. We read the letter. I've seen the reaction. Actually, I even like Kurt Schilling's response. Was pretty funny today. Did you see what Kurt wrote?
Oh, absolutely. There wouldn't be a reunion without me. There's no doubt about it. It takes a team effort, no doubt about it. But, yeah, I mean, I was one of the major cogs in that team. And, you know, it's funny that you mentioned the interview when we were working together in San Francisco. I actually did an interview this morning with that same radio station, and the guy that interviewed me got so triggered that I wouldn't apologize for my tweet that I had made in the past that he actually started yelling at me and ended up hanging up. Very professional.
Was that Joey Fortenbaugh? Was it Joey Fortenbaugh who did that?
That's the guy.
That guy's a Philly Allentown area guy. Grew up in the Steel City in a town where they tore the factories down, and now he's all woke. I love the guy. He's a great football guy, and he's a great football analyst. But he played the woke card on you today?
Oh, just pandering. You know, and I was like, I wanted to say, you know what, KBR is killing you in the ratings anyway, but I didn't get a chance to respond because he was yelling so much and hung up on me. Really, really riveting stuff.
He hung up on you?
Hung up. I've never had anybody, like, professionally, like in an interview like that, actually hang up on a guest. Never heard of such a thing.
Wow. That is an outrage.
So try to restrain yourself, guys, and do not hang up on me today or this interview is over, obviously.
Listen, you know I'll rip you because that's what I do, and that's what you do because you get it, and I get it, and we can have fun talking about this stuff. I mean, the way the world has changed.
Absolutely. That's what people don't get. When you spend time with a lot of guys in the locker room, you develop thick skin. And I have this thing, and I tell my boys all the time that, you know, that's how guys like each other. If I'm not ripping on you, I don't like you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of the way the locker room is. And that's how I really kind of transitioned in my second career when I go on into Twitter. Half of the stuff I say is satire. The other half is stuff I really feel, right? And I think when you read my tweets, you've got to be an idiot without any common sense to know what's 50-50. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And, you know, and I know, like, you and Kurt Schilling obviously is feeling the wrath. They fired him at ESPN. You know, and I know Kurt really, really well when he pitched. And now the argument is, you know, he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because he's a right-wing guy and he collects Civil War memorabilia. And supposedly he's a Nazi now because he collects Civil War memorabilia. And so that's what happens to players like you and Kurt Schilling, guys who have the audacity to express their own views in a world where you're not allowed to have an opposing viewpoint.
Well, that's the funny thing about this whole situation, you know, not getting invited to the 10-year reunion. To me, I believe like any press is good press. Like for me, this opportunity to be able to go out there, I'm a capitalist pig. Let's take an opportunity with this and go out there and get your voice out there. And there's a lot of people that are backing me. They're San Francisco Giants fans that the Giants don't really realize that are backing me, right? So they've got a pretty conservative base of fans as well that they don't know that they're probably going to lose some money out of this deal on. But you know, I'm a capitalist guy. Let's use this and have fun with it. I'd rather do this and not sell out my beliefs and values and be who I am than to go out there and get a 5-second validation hat tip for something I did 10 years ago. I got texts and tweets. From so many players that I played with today. They're like, dude, so funny on Twitter, hilarious. I can't believe they're not inviting you. But, you know, and a lot of people are like, why don't you have everybody just, not show up. I'm like, well, that's not my fight. That's not their fight, you know. And why involve them trying not to go? That's something they want to do it. This is my fight, and let's have fun with it.
You know, the thing that really fascinates me about all this stuff, you know, because I'm not a right-wing wacko. I'm just a guy who looks at things fairly. And most of my opinions now, I despise the Democrats. I used to be a Democrat. I've never been a Republican, and I don't really care about either party. But nowadays, we live in a world where people watch your Twitter feeds so that they can pinhole you and say, oh, you're one of those guys in a cult. You're in a cult. And it's funny, the people who accuse you of being in a cult are in the biggest cult ever, the cult of no free speech for thee, but just for me.
Oh, it's exactly right. And you know, for me, it's just like I coached Little League the last 6 years, and I had about 40 kids this year that were in the AAA league that I'm coaching, and I had about 28 of those parents request me to be their coach for their kids. That's the kind of impact I have on young minds. And there's a lot of people out there that I can't believe you're coaching Little League. I'm like, well, I'm not out there holding freaking Trump rallies with kids at baseball practice. You know what I mean? It's absolutely insane how people think. And, you know, first and foremost, I love God and country, and I love my kids. And a lot of what I do is for them. And, you know, if you don't like it, I don't really care. I'm fighting for free speech. I'm fighting for Second Amendment. I'm fighting for people's right to exist. And you guys know, Tony, you know, I struggle out of baseball with anxiety and depression. And I think that happened because I got out of that clubhouse vibe, that fun vibe, talking trash to the fellas, and I had to conform to the real world because it don't work that way. You know that. And I started really getting bad anxiety and depression. I was suicidal at a time. And then I finally said, you know what, screw this. I started being myself again, and guess what happened? It all went away. And I think that's what a lot of people in this world are struggling from all that anxiety, depression, because they're afraid to say what they feel in fear of losing a job or being ridiculed, and that's just wrong.
We're talking with Aubrey Huff out in a spa in Vegas, which is a tough life, I guess. But I love when you point out the one tweet, somebody sent it to me today, and they were like, I'm like, really? That's a tweet that proves that this guy's a bad guy? The tweet about, you know, going through a divorce, and when you're not with somebody your whole life, and then things end, and they get 50% of what you work for, somehow people think that that's not how most men think when they have a great career, and then something happens and the ex-wife wants half of it. Somehow you're a bad guy, or any guy who's ever gone through that is evil for expressing that kind of an opinion.
What? I've never heard of one guy that's gone through that situation and said, yeah, she deserves it. you name me that one guy that's done that. I don't think they exist. So, I don't know. That's just, to me, that's common sense.
Yeah, and again, that's the kind of stuff that triggers people, because the same fans who loved when you were doing the thing with the thongs and all the funny stuff that clubhouse guys do, you know, the stuff, I mean, another guy I mentioned earlier, who was part of the Giants, part of the Phillies, great guy. He played for the Texas Rangers. He's played a lot of places. Hunter Pence, a fun guy. He did the whole let's go eat here thing in Philly after he would get a big hit and they would win, and they loved him. People love characters in baseball. But then all of a sudden they love the character until they realize, oh, my God, he supports the President of the United States. How dare he come back to our town and go to a 10-year anniversary of the World Series championship?
It's literally amazing, isn't it? I mean, say, for instance, Conor McGregor. Everybody loves Conor McGregor. This guy is the champion of the MMA. What he's done in his career is legendary. He's a can't-miss guy, right? Then he goes off and supports Donald Trump as being the best president ever. What happens? Oh, the backlash. Oh, Conor McGregor, you suck. You're the worst. Why? Because he has a different belief system and a value, and he supports a president you don't? Who cares? You know, it's just, that's my thing. I'm just trying to rectify this whole politically incorrect BS that's going around in our world.
Exactly. And I love when you bring up the money that you've made in your career, because there's nothing that shuts down a conversation when people call you names.
What else is there? What else is there? You suck as a ball player, average at best. Well, if, you know, 26 million net worth and being lazy at the spa on a random Monday in Vegas is a mediocre player, sign me up, baby.
It's Tuesday, by the way, so you don't even know what day it is. That's even better.
Even better.
When you don't know what day it is, and you can sit in a spa in Vegas and get your balls waxed, then you know, my friend, you have
anal bleaching. Get it right.
Anal bleaching. You don't get the whole manscaping thing down there. Get it all cleaned up, nice and smooth, and a little salt and pepper in there. You mix it in. You put the lotions and potions.
I'm a full bush kind of guy. I'm a man's man, baby.
My collection of adult erotica. Every once in a while you go back and you look at the '80s porn bushes, and you're saying, that was pretty amazing when you think about it.
Picture me, Burt Reynolds, laying in the bed with his full stash in the hair. Remember that picture of him, that legendary picture?
Absolutely.
Yeah. There you go.
That's what I'm talking
You're welcome,
about.
ladies.
So you live in Vegas now, and so do you go back to the Bay Area at all?
No, I don't live in Vegas. I'm just here having fun, just enjoying my time, a relaxing time. And I actually live in California now, if you can believe it.
You're in San Diego, right?
I'm in that area, yeah.
Yeah, La Jolla. The nice place where the
Yeah,
water's
that's
clean and it's warm all year round.
And the women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano.
Exactly right. Now, have you made the pilgrimage to San Juan Capistrano to see the returns of the swallows?
No, I have not been there yet. I was just quoting Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber. That's all. I was trying to be funny.
I know. Luigi got that. I didn't get it because was that the original Dumb and Dumber?
That's the original.
Yeah, the only one that was good.
Yeah, I didn't see the second one.
You don't want to see the second one.
Yeah.
I think
No,
Bush
no
is
way
coming
to
back. Not George Bush or Jeb Bush or any of the Bush family, just like the Clintons. But do you think Bush will come back eventually? Not the group Bush
I
either,
hope not.
but just Bush. You think we'll go back? Because everything the bell bottoms when I was a kid, that was a big deal. That look is back. Things come and go. What about Bush, in your humble opinion?
I hope for women's sake, no. No, I hope not. But, I think guys, they get a pass for that.
Women,
no.
No. It's dental floss for both of us. I'm sorry.
I'm domesticated. I'm not a Bushman. I'm domesticated. I'm not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with it. Nope.
I once experimented with designs in the pubic region. I had a lightning bolt one time and then a microphone in there before. That was a little over the top. But,
microphone?
When you're young, you do stupid things. Yeah,
I shaved one
microphone.
side. I went yin and yang.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. I've never even done a microphone down there, and I have manscaping equipment.
Oh, God.
I got to take it to my barber, Tone. Extra $5. Just got to do anything you
A
want.
lightning bolt. Were you listening to Hacksaw down there in San Diego? Show me your lightning bolt.
No, actually, we the Tampa Bay Lightning, when I was with the Lightning, actually won the seventh game, won the Stanley Cup, and I was at the game. And I was like, you know what, in honor of their championship glory, I'm going to throw a lightning bolt in my pubic region. And the ex-wife was thrilled at the time.
Yeah, it's a good look.
So,
I've done that. Guys have done it with tattoos. Remember the barbed wire tattoos and the lightning bolt tattoos?
Bad luck, man.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, and your hair at least. The hair grows back
we-
at least. When you get a tattoo
we-
of a barbed wire around your bicep, that's
That's bad. That's bad. Well, listen, it's probably not as bad as having Transformers tattoos on your back. I have that.
no
So,
way.
there's that.
Which one?
Yeah, so I
Which
got-
one? Optimus Prime? Who are you?
No, he's a
Well,
Decepticon guy.
I have the insignia of the Autobots and Decepticons on my shoulder blade. So the good guy, bad guy.
Wow.
So it's
What-
kind of
what were you
ironic.
drinking
it's
when
kind of
that
similar. It's kind of similar to my Twitter account. I play the good guy and the bad guy. It's 50-50. You never know what you're going to get. What was I drinking that day?
Yeah.
No, I honestly wasn't drinking that day because you can't drink in a tattoo parlor. You know that.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
But,
Robin was before the don't drink because she went to Vegas and got a tattoo, a tramp stamp, and that was
But it
before
was
they started
before-
realizing that people should not be getting tramp stamps when they're drunk in Vegas and going to a
It was
tattoo
before
parlor.
they were called tramp stamps, too.
They were always called tramp stamps. No one
No,
ever said to your face.
no,
That's
no,
the
no.
difference.
Let's just not go there, shall we?
So now what's going to
enjoy
happen,
it.
Aubrey? Let's cut to the chase now. So
Yes.
if Larry Bear comes back after he's pushing his wife around to get the phone out of her hand in a public square, and again, I don't believe, and I'm not one of these selective morality, I don't believe he assaulted his wife. We saw what it was. It was an argument. She wanted his phone. He wanted it back. Her chair tipped over. She started yelling. So I was not one of these people who said, Larry Bear should be taken out as the CEO of the Giants. I don't play that selective morality card. What he did was wrong. He was embarrassed. He took some time off. So if he calls you and he realizes that the winds, even though they probably wouldn't change in San Francisco, and he says, you know what, we're going to bring you back to show you that we're above this kind of nonsense.
Well, you know what? It's funny when I got a call from him. I've had nothing but respect for Larry Bear when I played there, and even today. And I'm kind of on the side of you are on as well. I saw that video. It's ridiculous. The guy wanted his phone back. The chair tipped over. Big deal. But he got blamed for something. And he had to take time off for it. And allegedly he's abused his wife. Right? Allegedly, that's what everybody says. All I did was tweet words. Right? So for me to not be able to go to an event where it wouldn't be happening without my contributions, and with the other 24 guys as well, no doubt about it. But it's just the hypocrisy of the way people think just blows my mind. And like I said, I'm not upset about it. I'll take this opportunity as a chance to have fun with it and enjoy, do shows like this and kind of bring awareness to how stupid this world is.
So what was it that set off Joey Fortenbaugh 95-7 the game that he had to hang up on you?
Oh, I mean, my tweets of like the girl being hired as a coach in Major League Baseball, and if you're going to be completely honest, I don't believe men coaching women's sports should be a thing either. I don't know why a man would. Women are hard enough to deal with. Why do you want to coach them?
Really?
So
Well, except for Gino Auriemma, though. Gino Auriemma is the best coach of a female basketball team ever.
No, wait, Aubrey, because I know that you joke around a lot, but
yes.
here, because I think that coaching could be.
Here's the only reason I say not so much on the position, say on the field, but in the clubhouse. Now, when you have a woman that's going to be in the coaching room, that she's going to have to take her shower first, and these guys, all they want to do on the staff is go home, then she's got to shower. And you know how long it takes women to shower.
Exactly.
And after a game, it's going to take you guys 30 minutes to shower while these guys just want to get home, and it's just going to take longer. And you have just situations, you have a guy in a women's clubhouse, there's always a risk that there might be something sexual that goes down. It's just not a play I would actually want on a team if I'm an owner of a baseball team, a football team, or whatever it may be. So I don't want that risk. That's all I'm saying.
Let me clarify then. So it's not that you don't think that a female, couldn't be as good of a coach. It's just the outside extraneous circumstances.
I think she definitely knows the game. Absolutely knows the game. Probably qualified. Is she qualified as much as some other guys that probably took that role? Absolutely not. Most likely not. This was a move that was probably one of those things where it's San Francisco. You want to look woke and progressive, and that's what it was. Can she teach a guy how to hit a 97-mile-an-hour fastball in the inside corner? No. And that's just my opinion. But
how dare you have that? How dare you take that position as a man who played Major League Baseball and have the audacity? No wonder why people are hanging up on you.
It's amazing. And I'm supposed to apologize for what I believe, and it's ridiculous. So it's like a guy going to a woman's locker room and he's trying to tell her how to hit a fastball in the inside corner softball. And I've played softball, slow pitch. It's a completely different swing. And I couldn't play slow pitch softball to save my ass. So I don't. It's a completely different game. Who knows? I mean, there's things that women can coach women that can teach them that man can. There's things that a man can teach men that women can't. It's the way it works, and we're trying so hard to flip flop and confuse our sexuality in this crazy world, and it's just insane to me. It's so common sense that I can't believe people don't see it.
So what's next now? You said you don't care, and I believe you, but have you heard from any of the teammates from that team? Have they called you? Have you called them, the guys you played with in that 2010?
I've got a lot of responses today from my crew of guys that I played with in 2010 that are my guys. Yes, I did, from all of them. Asking me if I'm okay. Are you suicidal? I'm like, what? No, man, I'm completely fine. Like I said, I was like, you guys know me, I was like this in the clubhouse, and I'm like this on Twitter. This is nothing new. I'm like, yeah, I know. Just want to check on you, man. No worries. And, keep doing you, brother. That's pretty much it.
Because the assumption is that every player, every athlete is woke and believes one way and one way alone, or doesn't feel that they should give their opinion based on everything.
Well,
on anything, actually.
The guys that are still currently playing, there's no way in hell they would ever agree with me in the sense of getting crushed because of their beliefs. But you know how many of them actually probably do? I'm not talking Giants. I'm talking across the league or across any sport that actually do believe what I say, but they can't say anything. I would say at least 70% of them.
Now, there's the story, your appearance on 95.7 The Game, where you and I worked together for a fill-in week there, and my former boss in Philly is the boss there. But, now that's becoming a big story because you said, I don't believe a woman should be in men's pro sports, and then that's when they hung up on you, right, when you got into that discussion?
I believe that was it. I haven't listened to it, but there was something that set poor little guy off. I can't remember his name, but
Joe
boy, he just
Fortenbaugh.
started getting, Joe got hot. All of a sudden, it was pretty good. He was, we were having a civil conversation, and that's what the left does. A lot of the left, when they start losing arguments, they start getting crazy and start yelling over you, and then that's when you know you won. And then I said something like, "Dude, are you mad, bro? Do you even know me?" And then he just hung up. And that was it.
See, now,
Did you tell him to come at you, bro, though, or do you even lift? You had to go that route, though, I think.
Yeah, right.
See, now, Aubrey, like because I never, the idea of hanging up on somebody unless they're like yelling and screaming themselves, I just don't agree with. Now, I don't agree with you, but that doesn't mean that I would hang up on you, nor would I disrespect you. And I actually like having the conversation, because at some point, because we're having a conversation, I would love to think that I could maybe change your mind about something, and likewise, you might like to think that you could change my mind about something. And even if
listen, Rob, I agree. There's some things that we may learn from each other. But I don't think I don't care how much of a conversation you have with somebody, you're never going to change their beliefs, values, convictions. Whether it's faith-wise, political leanings, we may challenge each other with certain topics and change minds in that aspect. Yes, absolutely. But when you start talking about attacking character, beliefs, and values, something you've been instilled in since you were a kid, that you learned from your mom or your dad, and, those are things that are very, very hard to do, and I don't even know why people even engage in those kind of conversations.
Exactly. Now, of course, I'm getting hammered on Twitter by the totally woke crowd, the selective morality crowd, where one crime could be committed by two people, but it's only good if it's the right people that you agree with.
Tony, when you just check your direct messages, I got thousands of those today supporting me. So that's the silent majority that believes in kind of how I talk and what I believe in, and that's the same silent majority that got Donald Trump elected in 2016. It's going to be the same silent majority that's going to overwhelmingly have a landslide victory in 2020. It's just the way it is. The more that the left screams, the more they're going to vote for Trump, and it's going to be brilliantly gorgeous.
I agree. I mean, I look at my 401k and I say, hey, and I'm not a rich guy. I just have 401ks from my previous employers, and they're doing well. Would they have done well under Hillary? I don't know, but I know right now I'm not triggered every 10 seconds about anything that happens in Washington. I mean, for people to be that hypersensitive, that hyper-triggered about every single thing for every single day for over 1,000 consecutive days is insanity.
Well, that's my reason for voting Donald Trump. People ask me all the time why I voted for him. I voted for my pocketbook. Whoever's in office, I try to vote for my pocketbook. And he's a guy that says what he feels, and he's great for the economy. I don't care what he tweets. Is my pocketbook getting affected? And since he's taken office, my portfolio is absolutely splendid. So I don't know. For me, this whole hashtag resist crowd, instead of hashtag resisting, why don't you not resist and get into the market and take advantage of this booming economy that's surrounding you and make some money? But that's just me. That's common sense to me. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, you can do what you want. That's what makes America great. You can feel whatever the way you want, as long as you're not hurting people, you're not assaulting people, you're not doing criminal matters.
Well, and here's the other thing. No matter what you feel, Aubrey, you are not trying to prevent anybody, any woman, from getting a job. You have an opinion about it. You say that you don't think that they could be as good, but if they get a job, you're not going, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't think she should be able to do it, so therefore she can't. And that, I think, is it.
If she does a great job, great. Root her on. Go for it. And, I think, traditionally in baseball, it's, pro sports, it's been a man's world, right?
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of this whole progressive thing. The world is changing. Yes, I get that. But also, if you look around the world, it's the divorce rates are sky high. We're getting reversals of roles in marriages. And I believe a lot of it's this whole progressive thing where was divorce a big thing in the 20s? No. A woman loved raising kids, being with the family, being a nurturer, and the man went out there, was the man, wanted to provide, needed to provide and protect, and bring bacon home for the family. And now the roles are kind of being reversed, where the women are starting to go out there, and the men are having to stay home, and it's emasculizing for the man, and the woman's becoming powerful. Those roles aren't supposed to be that way. And that's, I think, why you're seeing so many divorces in the world today, because it's confusing the entire gender. Now that's my opinion. You know, that's what I feel and that's what I think. But you guys may have a different view on that. So be it.
No, again,
I have lots of opinions.
I would have opinions, but then I'd have to do a talk show, and I don't really want to do that anymore. But the last thing I have, I got to get your take on the whole Rob Manfred thing. I mean, the guy is every time he talks, he's screwing himself up. He talked to ESPN and the great Carl Ravitch, and it was like an hour-long interview. And obviously, he's trying to rehabilitate his persona, and it's not just at the fans; it's players. It's players all over the major leagues, like Justin Turner, when he says about the piece of metal being taken away. What's the big deal? Rob Manfred, can he survive this as a guy who was in baseball for a long, long time and has seen idiotic commissioners?
You know what, Tony? I got to tell you, buddy, I have not followed a lot of baseball since I got out of it. I tell people all the time, do I miss the guys in the locker room, the camaraderie? Absolutely. Did I love the game? I liked it a lot, and I was good at it. So I played the baseball games. I knew it set me up for life, and it did. And so when I got out of it, I didn't want to really get back into it, and I wanted to do something different with my life. And I don't really watch it. It's not interesting to me. It's too much replay, too much crap going on, too much technology, too much young woke. Let the kids play bat flipping BS. I'm not a big fan of that, so I don't watch it really. I don't know what's going on except for this sign stealing thing. And you know, if I have any advice for the Astros, is they lived and played in the early 2000s. They should be wearing bulletproof vests up to the plate every time.
Because a lot of players have said they're going to go out and, you know, they're going to throw at these guys, and the commissioner now saying anybody who does this is going to be in trouble. Well, doesn't anybody who throws at somebody get in trouble anyway in the history of baseball? Isn't that the way this?
But that's the world we live in. We're celebrating people cheating. You know, I mean, it's just what's the repercussions for these guys? You fire coaches and GMs, but you let the players off. They're the ones that probably orchestrated it. You know, it's absolutely it's crazy. Like, Alex Cora gets fired, then, you know, I guarantee you a lot of it's the players. Where's the punishment for them? I know you can't take World Series rings away. That's crazy, and you can't predict those kind of things. But, you know, where's the playoff shares being taken away? Pay back playoff shares. I don't know. Something's got to stink. It's like you sending your boys to a timeout when they get in trouble. That don't do anything. You got to spank those kids. That's the only way to learn. That's my opinion.
Exactly right. Aubrey Huff, ladies and gentlemen, taking time out of a busy spa day in Las Vegas. Now, which spa? Can you identify the spa?
No, for safety reasons today, I'm not going to tell you where I'm at.
Okay, I mean, you're on the Strip. Are you off Strip? Where are you? In Old Town?
I'm going to ask this instead of Tony. Aubrey, what are you wearing?
Robin, if I told you I was naked, would you be pleased?
Yes.
No thong?
Yes.
You still have the thongs?
There's nobody in here. I'm on this chair, spread eagle, with nothing on. You're welcome.
Oh, wow.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you know what I have to play to that, right? But mine is not playing for some reason.
And not only that, I've been drinking wine for National Wine Day.
Yeah, it's National Wine. We've been drinking on the show, which is what I like about doing this, because we don't have to worry about bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm a little inebriated right now because having wine at noon is much more than I'm used to.
No, we started at 1, Robin. You're soft.
Sorry.
She's soft. She's triggered. She's a snowflake. And we haven't even seen any snowflakes this winter here in the East Coast.
No, I think I'm
You've
a
only been
cheap
drinking
date.
for an hour?
Yeah.
We've been drinking for 2 hours now.
2 hours
Almost
now.
3, actually.
Okay, good. You guys were pretty good for drinking for 2 hours.
I
Not
know.
bad. Nice.
I'm actually kind of proud of myself here.
Robin actually
professional.
read your entire letter and didn't slur that badly. She got through the whole thing.
Unbelievable.
I know.
That's what's amazing. You guys have been drinking for 2 hours and didn't hang up on me. The other guys were sober as a judge, and I got hung up on. It's hilarious.
Hey, Aubrey, it's great to talk to you, man. You know, you keep doing what you're doing. You're not hurting anybody. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. You do what you want. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And I think the country now, I don't think there's going to be a civil war. I just think people need to stop complaining about everything.
Well, and I said
Tony,
this,
at the end of the day, just laugh, baby. That's all it's about. Laugh. Let's just laugh.
and
That's all
I said
it
this
is.
earlier, Aubrey. I said that, you know, the whole reason why people are so engrossed in sports is that for years and years and years, it has been an escape from reality. It's escape from your normal everyday life, and it's escape from politics. And the fact that now everything is so intertwined with each other, we should not care about what you do in the rest of your life, whether we agree with you or not. And the fact that you won a World Series in San Francisco.
Actually,
two of them, yes.
Absolutely, Robin, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, people, when I went to baseball games, as a kid, I didn't want to think about politics or anything, school, homework, nothing. I went to games because I loved watching sports, and I loved to get away, and it just brought out the kid in me. And I think a lot of adults have lost that. People want to go to ball games and watch the actual game. They don't want to hear LeBron spew about his political agendas, supporting Hillary Clinton and all these things. They just want to watch him dominate on the court. And that goes for anybody playing professional sports. You want to get out of baseball, basketball, and you want to change careers and do that, great. But that's why I stayed away from it when I played. I didn't have a Twitter account and all that stuff when I played. I wasn't out there doing this stuff. I didn't want the distraction. I just knew that people wanted to see me play and didn't want that kind of attention. And I just wish guys would get back to that.
Agreed.
Last thing, we have breaking news. Luigi, can you hit this? Just in from Washington. It's a big day in Washington. The president pardoned Eddie DeBartolo, and Jerry Rice and all the Niner fans are excited. Then you got Rod Blagojevich, who was pardoned, and now the president has just informed me, live here, you have now been pardoned from the crime of actually speaking out about being uninvited, and he will have you personally invited and escorted into the Giants clubhouse for the 2010 World Series celebration.
Who would? Who said that?
My sources in the White House right now. I think Jake Tapper just tweeted that out on
Oh,
CNN.
shut your mouth, Tony. You're such an idiot. that you know, it would be spectacular if Donald Trump invited me to the White House during the reunion, and we can have a meet and greet. That'd be fantastic.
Absolutely. Jerry Rice was there today. I wonder if they're killing Jerry Rice in San Francisco because he went to the White House to thank the president for pardoning Eddie DeBartolo, one of the most revered owners in sports history and obviously in 49er history.
Oh, he'll get a little heat, no doubt about it. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Aubrey Huff, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. The man who brought bonds. He brought bonds back and made them popular 10 years ago this year. Thanks, brother.
All right, guys. You got it, man. It's great having me on, guys. That was fun.
There he was, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. He was, and he still is. Aubrey Huff.